Welcome back. So electric scooters, it's new and it's old. Old if you've been to some cities in Europe and some cities across America. But here in Canada, it's fairly new. The technology it is and how to make sure it's used right is also new. So joining me right now is Chris Schaefer, and you are with Lime. And you're one of the companies that are looking to bring it here to the city of Toronto. Correct. Now, they are not on our streets. Something like this is very brand new to us. So let's first talk about electric scooters and the successes that you've seen, because I want to talk a little bit about enforcement in a bit, but successes.
Sure. Oh, lots of successes. We're in over 20 countries on over five continents and in 100+ cities. In Canada, we launched a pilot for electric scooters in Waterloo, and this weekend we just launched in Calgary, and we're looking to launch this month in July and very soon in Edmonton.
Now, the big thing is someone sees one of these and goes, for our demo, we obviously had you on the sidewalk because there's no one nearby. But in those cities, you have them on the actual streets, right?
Yeah, when I talk to cities, I always talk about treating an electric scooter like a bicycle. So bicycles belong on the road in bike lanes, and that's where we encourage cities to put them.
Okay. You have done a pilot project. It's ongoing right now, still in Waterloo, correct? How is that going?
Excellent. So we're in phase 2. And actually, we were the first company in Canada to expand to include electric scooters, so Waterloo, very progressive. And just this recently we passed an agreement to expand to the University of Waterloo. It's the first campus in Canada. In the US, we're on lots of campuses with scooter share. In Canada, University of Waterloo was the first university to permit them on campus.
So Chris, they look great. They go pretty fast, which is all very exciting stuff, but there's a lot of concern about them as well. And one of the big ones is them being dockless.
Yes.
So we've seen pictures from all over the world of these scooters sort of just being ditched by a garbage or a bunch of them tossed in a pile somewhere. Really, they can be put anywhere. So what is the reasoning behind them being dockless, and what can be used to mitigate that problem?
The reason the dockless technology is here, technology is always advancing, but if you think about sort of the traditional docked bike, there has to be a docking station nearby, or else you're probably not going to take it. There has to be one where you're going, and you hope when you get there, say if you're going to a restaurant, there's a docking station nearby, and it's not full, because if it is, you have to go find another docking station. All of that friction discourages you from actually using technology that's designed to get you out of a personal automobile, a ride share, a taxi, and onto something that's a little bit more active, doesn't contribute to traffic congestion or greenhouse gas emissions. So with dockless technology, you don't have to worry about any of that, but it does present some challenges about safe and responsible parking. So as a scooter company, we do a bunch of things to address those concerns, like having the users take a picture at the end of the trip. We have local teams on the ground every day in cities we operate, making sure that safe and responsible parking happens.
Okay, so I want to talk about where things stand with the City of Toronto and with the province. So right now the City of Toronto staff's continuing to monitor both the province for any changes they could initiate to existing laws, as well as the pilot project, which we talked about happening in Waterloo, and they're looking at the results of that pilot very closely to see how it goes. But really, at the end of the day, this is going to come down to the province, the Ministry of Transportation, and on whether or not they believe these should be out on the roads. And how are those talks going?
Quite well. There's a consultation that the Ministry of Transportation of Ontario has commenced in May on e-scooter reform. It's similar to what's happening in other provinces across Canada. Alberta just granted an exemption for Lime to operate in Edmonton and Calgary. The Quebec government passed a pilot project, so we're able to launch in Montreal very soon. So lots of provinces are taking a look at this, Ontario as well. And at City Hall in Toronto, Councillor Layton passed a motion that directed staff to look at regulation for electric scooter share and this device specifically.
Okay, so there are a lot of balls in the air when it comes to this. If you haven't seen an e-scooter, can we bring this up a little bit closer to you? Because I want you to be able to have a look, because a lot of people haven't seen them up close. So let's bring it up, Chris, a little bit. And I just want to show you what it looks like, just for those who haven't seen it. And we'll just spin it around there if you can. So it shows you speed, right? And how easy, I mean, that's one of the criticisms I'll tell you, is that it may not be easy to maneuver. How easy is it? Because you don't need a license.
Correct. It's quite easy. Lots of people that tell me when they try this out for the first time, within a couple of minutes, unlike a bike, which takes a lot of time to practice. I remember as a kid with training wheels and all of that, people tell me a couple of minutes on this thing, they're feeling quite confident.
Okay.
And here you've got a speedometer, you've got the toggle here will give you the speed, you've got a handbrake, and you've got a bell, and of course we always encourage you to wear a helmet.
Absolutely. I don't trust myself, so I will not be boarding this one right now, but I appreciate your expertise. Chris, more information you can head to breakfasttelevision.ca. We're going from the ground to the skies, flying up to Jordan with a look at traffic. Good morning.